All right, let's derive the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is derived from standard form. So let's write down standard form. We have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So what we're going to do is derive the quadratic formula by using the process of completing the square. So let's go through that process. First thing, we move the c to the other side. Now from there, we're going to divide everything by a, because remember, we cannot have a coefficient in the front of the x squared term, so we have to make sure that's a 1. So we're going to divide everything by a. That gives us x squared plus b divided by ax equals negative c over a. So now we have to take half of that term. So I'm going to do that off to the side over here. Half, well, that's going to be b over 2a, or b divided by 2a. And then I have to square it. So if I square it, that's going to give me b squared divided by 2a squared, well, 2a times 2a is going to give us, let's erase this here. Oh, it won't let me erase it. So I'm going to just put a 4a squared. But if I add it to the left side, I have to add it to the right side. And so now we go through the same process. What squared equals all of this? Well, it's x plus, well, what times itself gives you b squared? It's going to be b. What times itself gives you 4a to the second? It's going to be 2a. Now on the right side, we have a little work to do because I have to make sure that we have common denominators since we are adding fractions. So our common denominator is going to be 4a squared because a is a factor of that. So b squared divided by 4a squared would not change. But what are you multiplying to a to get 4a squared? Well, you were multiplying 4a. So I have to multiply the top by 4a. So that's going to give me negative 4ac. Now I'm just going to rearrange that on the right side. So let's rearrange that. That gives me b squared minus 4ac. They're common denominators, so they're both over 4a squared, so I can combine them like that. Now we use the square root property to take the square root of both sides. That would give me x plus b divided by 2a equals positive or negative the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by the square root of 4a squared. Well, the square root of 4a squared is 2a. I then subtract the b divided by 2a on both sides. Let's go over here. Now, there are already like terms in our denominator, so I just combine the numerators. And there is how I've just proven the quadratic formula from standard form using the process of completing the square.